Essie Magic, and today I'm here with my cousin.
Hi guys.
Sarah.
Hello.
So today we're going to talk about Sarah's observations about coming to LA, and there's a reason we use the word African in quotation marks because of an experience that she had. I think we should tell you a bit about her background, which is she's been living in Arizona.
I've been living in Arizona for almost 2 years now, and I moved here from Ghana just to go to law school.
Okay, so like what was the very first thing you noticed?
Well, immediately I got off the plane, I saw that it was so different. Like the people, I mean, people in Phoenix are very friendly, but I noticed there was something different about how the people seem so open here. Like people are not afraid to make comments make jokes, not racism, but jokes regarding different ethnic groups being politically incorrect, or say, they're not afraid to say, oh, we black people, or you white people, or you Asian people. And I noticed that a little bit even from the time I stepped off the plane. And I was like, wow, that's so different, because in Arizona, people are not that open. They're very conservative, they're very careful how they, what they say to other people. I think in LA maybe they're slightly more blunt than
So that leads us to our next point. So we're going to tell you a story of something that happened, and it's why we're using the term from an African perspective to kind of poke fun at, how people tend to group
or stereotype.
Yeah, so should we start with the story?
Yes.
Okay, so we were having a wonderful day when we went.
We were having so much fun.
We went to the Santa Monica Pier.
And I love the beach actually.
Yeah.
I love the water. It was actually very, there was a panoramic view. It was actually very soothing seeing the water. We were taking pictures. I haven't seen AC in 9 years, so we were pretty much bonding,
We had funnel cake.
And yeah, so we were having fun.
So then,
on our way to the pier, AC had seen a candy store. She's like crazy about candy.
I love my sweets.
She loves her sweets. Anyway, so she had seen a candy store on her way here, and so after I got my shoe, she was saying she wanted to go find that candy store to get some candy, and we were like, okay, we had to look for it. So we were like pretty much searching for the candy store,
and then dun dun dun,
ta-da! Jamu!
Somebody said to us, "Hey, black people!"
And prior to that, before he called us, basically we had seen this crowd gathering, right? Well, quite a lot of people, at least 100 people gathering into this circle.
Because yeah, for what some of you guys don't know is that at the 3rd Street Promenade, a lot of people put on shows, and to like collect donations. They'll dance, they'll play songs, they'll sing to make money. And in all fairness, we weren't the only ones that he said, he pointed out what our race was. He was like, hey, Asian people, hey, white people, hey, whatever Mexican people. And then next thing you know, it's hey, black people. And he's grabbing her arm to come closer to
the front
of the row. Like, it's like front of the crowd so everybody can see us. And there wasn't as many black people there, so attention was on us, especially when he was like, hey, black people.
And then the worst part
happened.
He points at me, because I had kind of like a little blank look on my face because I didn't really want to be there. And he points at me and he's like, hey, you come, we need more chocolate. We need more chocolate. He goes, she probably doesn't speak English. And in a fake African accent, he goes, Hakuna Matata.
It was like, Hakuna Matata.
Thank you. I even made it sound so American.
He was like, Matata.
Yeah.
It means no worries for the rest of your day.
And I was so shocked. I was taken aback. And I looked at AC because my reaction to her was, wait, is this normal? And then she looked as shocked as I was. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I pretty much had a shocked look on my face too. Even though we're laughing about it now, it's because obviously in hindsight it's kind of funny, but at the time I had a shocked look on my face too.
And it was, I would say, it was obnoxious. It was offensive, you know. It was offensive for him to say that I don't speak English, or I probably don't speak English, because he could tell I was African. We do not speak whatever language that was used in The Lion King. So let us put that out there first. We do not speak The Lion King. The Lion King, the theme was based on East Africa. If you notice, there's actually a scene of the Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania. And they speak Swahili. In West Africa, we do not speak Swahili. I do not understand what it means. I do not understand the language of Swahili. That's not what we speak. So that's a bad stereotype for everyone to think all Africans speak the same language, and that is so wrong. Yeah, so he starts his show, and basically he's pretty much making fun of every race.
Yeah,
and he did a few stands.
But the thing about ours was like, it was just worse because he was saying things that were like completely untrue. Whereas like this woman from Colombia who was very pretty, and obviously Colombian, the stereotype for Colombians is this like, you know, ooh, like sexy Colombia type thing, which is a good stereotype. I mean, who wouldn't want to be stereotyped as sexy, really? Yeah. So, but for ours, it was like, you know, something that's just not true. When he said to her, she don't even speak English, you know. It was just not good. And we wanted to leave, but the only reason we didn't leave is because he was dissing people in the crowd who were acting like they weren't paying attention to him. He saw some other black people there, and he's like, look at those cheap black people pretending like they can't even hear me. Like stuff like that. So we were kind of like
feed into that stereotype.
But we also didn't want to walk away because we knew he would call us out. And he had a microphone, which I forgot to point out at the beginning. Everything he was saying was loudly in a microphone. So
everybody would have heard it, everybody would have seen us walking away, and it would have been very embarrassing if he had called us out
and said possibly a worse diss.
So anyway, so he goes around, and then when he was going, we were actually debating whether we should give him money. I wasn't interested in giving him money because I was still in shock after that little comment he made towards me. So, but Issy was saying that
the reason why is the thing about me is I hate feeding into black stereotypes. I always like to prove people wrong. Black stereotypes or African stereotypes. Yeah. I always like to prove people wrong and do what they don't expect. Yeah. So because of the fact that he was making fun of black people, saying they're cheap, whatever, I didn't want to be the stereotypical black cheap person that he was portraying. Yeah. So I did give him money, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, so she did. And so when he got to us and she put some money in his container,
he was asking everybody where you're from.
And
so when he came to us and he was asking, where are you from? I'm not gonna lie, a part of me was almost chose the cop-out answer would have been to say I'm from Canada.
I even wondered if I should say Phoenix.
Yeah, because I knew he was gonna make fun again and say some African joke or whatever, and so I didn't want that. But then at the same time, I didn't want to be like I was embarrassed or, you know, because of that joke that I was embarrassed to say where I was from. So I said it knowing fully he was gonna do something again. So I was like, Ghana, and then he started singing Hakuna Matata again. And then he started singing the lion jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
And then he started adding the little language about awimbawa, awimbawa. And he was like, pointed at me and said, I know you wrote that song.
Yeah.
And that was in the microphone.
Again, another.
That was that experience.
He's like, I know you wrote that song.
To have this experience, I think that it's better now that I've lived here for 2 years. I don't think that
in the States for 2 years.
Lived in the States for 2 years. I don't think that it affected me so it didn't affect me as strongly as it would have if I had just moved out here for the first time, because I was still, you know, going through my cultural shocks and stuff like that. So this would have been way out of proportion, you know.
If if it had happened when you first arrived in America, you would have been like on the flight back to Canada.
I know, right?
But on a positive note, you did have fun here, and also make it clear that you're not judging the whole LA based on this experience.
No, I'm not judging the whole LA
because it could have just been.
I think that guy was
person.
just this one. That guy was just. I don't believe everybody in LA is like that. Also, from what she told me later on that these people are out to put on a good show and to be funny.
So he was obviously making these jokes because he was trying to put a show, and unfortunately for us, it worked for him. So
because he got a lot of money.
Did get a lot of donations, but it's just unfortunate that he has to, you know, make these sort of inappropriate jokes and give tourists like Sarah weird impressions of LA. So can you tell some of the fun experiences you've had?
Yes, the very first of all, we mentioned the Santa Monica Pier already, but most of all, I have been to LA before, but I came here as a child when I was about 8 or 9 years old. My family, we just came here to Disneyland, and we just, you know, were here for like two days. And so, but then I felt like I haven't seen Hollywood. I haven't seen the Hollywood sign, I see it on TV, and so I was telling AC when I got here, if there's anything else I should just see, just one thing I want to see is to have an experience of what Hollywood is really like. And so I think my most memorable one was going on the movie stars' homes tour, the celebrities.
Which I recommended.
She recommended, and it was a good recommendation. I had so much fun on the tour. So that was actually exciting, especially and seeing the Hollywood sign. I was hoping I would see a celebrity, but I wasn't too lucky. But it was fun.
We did see Soulja Boy.
Well, yes, last night we did. But that's not the celebrity I wanted to see. You know, that's not the celebrity.
And we went to Malibu.
Yes, we went to Malibu. That was fun. We saw some whales.
We saw whales, yeah, swimming in
that was fun. And LA is beautiful. I like the palm trees. The weather can be a little bit too chilly sometimes, but the weather is pretty good as compared to Arizona, because Arizona can be very harsh in terms of the heat. But yes, LA is beautiful. It's very liberal. You see people from different backgrounds. You know, it's very diverse. I'm really, really grateful that I've had this experience.
Okay, so there you have it. That's observations from a outsider. We'll stop using the term African because you guys get the point now.
Yeah.
And hopefully you come back and visit again soon. And yeah, so with that being said, I'm SC Magic. This is Sarah, and I hope that you keep being magic.
Thank you.